Okay, we're going to replace the fuel filters in a 1994 E34 540i. It's got two filters. You can buy these here. There's the part number. And do this one-handed. It's got two fuel filters. They're directional. So when you get new fuel filters, the fuel has to go this way. You're going to need some clamps to clamp off the fuel lines. I'll show you those in the next clip. You're going to need a 5mm socket to undo the worm drive clamps, and you're going to need, it's either a 10 or a 9 to take off the bracket that's holding on the fuel filter. So we're going to go into the car now and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So we get the car jacked up. We got it on the jack stand, and I get the jack under there as well. You're going to want a couple of these. It's a fuel line clamp. You know, it's vice grip made by, and this particular one is made by Milwaukee. It doesn't pinch too hard, but you're going to want two of these. One, two. I'll show you when we get under there what we're going to do. All right, we're upside down, and we're going under the car. And we've got the fuel filters here. You can see there's two of them. Hopefully you can see that. So what you got to do is get the light here. Disconnect this 5mm, that 5mm, that one, that one. Then you want to take your fuel line clamps and clamp it off here and then over up there so the fuel doesn't spill everywhere. That way you don't have to remove these factory worm drive clamps there. So we're going to take off these four, and hopefully you can see right here. I don't know if you can see that. That's like an 8 or 9mm nut. So that's holding these brackets on here. All right, so we've got the old filters out. It comes out like this. You got to make those, get those lines clamped off. And then indeed this is a, what is it? 10mm. So this holds them on the car, and then you just got to loosen this like this. This will loosen up the clamp. When it's loose enough, then you should be able to, it's not a one-handed operation. We're going to slide those out and put the new ones in. I'll show you in a sec. Alright, well, these guys had the fuel filters. This one says flow that way. This one says flow that way, so that's not good. But we know that the flow needs to be this way because here's the bolt. This was the side that was connected to the tank, so flow arrows should point that way. Alright, so installation is the reverse. This side right here is on the gas tank side, which is the left side. You can see you get the nut there. So we're going to go back under there, put them in, tighten down the 5mm clamps. This guy right here is in fact a 10mm, and then we're going to let our clamps go on the fuel lines and we should be good. Alright, we're all done. New fuel filters are in. Again, you need this 10mm, can't see that, 10mm to do the main bolt that holds the clamp on, 5mm with a little bit of an extension to do the worm drive clamps. You can use a screwdriver if you want. But these two guys right here are your friends. This is what you use to clamp off the rubber fuel lines. You don't have to crank them down so tight. You want to leave some space in there. And make sure the arrows are all pointing the same way. Both of them have to go the direction of the fuel flow. One of the ones that was on there, it was made in Israel, it said, and it was pointing the wrong way. I don't know. But we're done. Thanks.